And they've come ahead and have created sacred space all around us. They're with you. All is ready. Everyone is ready and to receive this work from God and the light and the archangels as the messengers of God to help you to have your very best life for your highest and best good. And that in turn helps to create heaven on earth for yourself and for others around you. And just as a level of consciousness, they say on a group of people, well, with your level of consciousness and level of vibration rising, that has an effect all around. And many or most of you have been on the path and have been working, so it's just all so good. It's just, you will feel that too. Reading this morning, many of you have sent in just for me to go over, and last night and this morning, some of the blocks to be cleared and the manifesting that you require. And I was sitting reading again this morning and just being filled, oh my gosh, understanding why this process has been. And it's been a long process for myself. And as I was mentioning, to get out of my own way and to be out of the way to allow the healing to come through. So it's been a balance of learning. As I said on Thursday, and I'll just repeat some of that again, there was a large group that joined surrogates with me. And at the beginning, when this was happening, again, it was for my teaching. And I would ask who, and then ask if it, for myself or them, and do it one at a time. Now they just come. And there have been so many that have come and moved aside, like Lord Buddha, Lord Krishna, so many, and then it's like they impart their wisdom or their knowing, and then move. And what it's come down to is, like for today, and they just, I can feel them so strongly, and long before. It's like, what percentage of the time are they with me, and then I have to kind of get into the world to do that part of it. I'm so fortunate that there's others that have, my husband Rob and Wayne, and we've got Shannon Angel and Victoria that does so much of the arranging, computer arrangings. But who is with me, and therefore with you, like your guides and guardian angels are with you, they're with me. There's 5 of the archangels that are joint surrogated with me, that have been with me from the beginning. Then above that, and when they started, there would be, there was 4 that came to me, you would recognize their names, and said, we will work with you. And that was sort of beginning and why me. And then the one came and said, you will work with me. And then as we went along, there were periods of times, I remember actually coming to Calgary for a course, and Rob and I took the SkyTrain to the course. I went in and sat for 10 minutes, and then it's like I felt I couldn't stay awake, and so I found my way back to the place, and I just couldn't stay awake, but it was just like being in bliss, and the archangels started to multiply, and I remember it was like there was 100, and 200, 253, and then 600. And I was aware of the numbers. And then going back home, there was, that's okay, thank you. There was, I'll have a look at that. Thousands, and I remember thinking 1,000, and then it went 5,000, 6,000, and then thousands and thousands, and then 100,000. And again, my awe at this, and really wondering what, and when I asked, I would hear, I would say, why me? And this is just my part of what I do. There's so many people in the world that do work with spirit. But they said, because you are worthy, because you have done the work. And that means in previous lives too. And what's come through many times is that this has been a path from doing the similar and same kind of work many lifetimes ago. And that's part of our remembering, coming back to it. It is a knowing, and that's the teaching of us, the earthly part of us, to remember what it is that we knew before we came in, and from all of those lifetimes. So it went up to 100,000, and then it went up to millions and beyond. And as we went along, for the first sessions that I would do with people individually, they would be using the 5 that are with me. And then it took me a long time to understand I didn't have to put my energy. And often, like, my heart would just weep for some of the situations. And you as a human can agree, and this is what your human part and your spiritual part and your human experience has to watch, because you can agree to take on others' sufferings. And that's what's really, that's been a huge lesson for me, and part of the lesson, part of the reason why, like, for now it's sort of word of mouth and there's a little bit of information out there, but they said if it had gone like huge at the beginning, I almost would have been burned out. Because if you're giving of yourself and what came through, be the vessel. And this I say to you too, with the work that you do, because many of you are spiritual workers, be the vessel, not the battery. And I would just feel so much for some of the situations and would give, and especially if people don't ask directly, that came through. They must ask, because the conduit of the healing energy from God and the light, and all from God and the light, the circuits, just think of it as the circuits, aren't set up properly. So I was taking on, and again, that's part of what my path, and many of you here, it comes with, and this is what's going to be done today, is clearing the blocks, but clearing some of the contracts as much as can be this time that you have made before you came in. Because many people with this huge spirit come in, and before they come in, they take on, like Wayne was saying, this huge shaft, or this weight, which is really works out to be negative karma. But some of it you may have taken on for others, some just take on too much. There's so many reasons, but it's like you make contracts. So that, just know, because in reading some of these things, it just filled me so much. And I know this morning, and I just was filled with awe and love and blessings. Thank you for this work, because it makes such a huge difference and change in your life. And now, because of it raising your level of vibration more, because you're working on your own level, and all the things you do, but raises our levels of vibration, our levels of consciousness, freeing those shackles that we were part of setting up, so that you're able to step forward and live your Dharma. Because in what you were part of setting up, your karma, your Dharma, your path, your purpose, these blocks are part of that. With the situation in the world and the way things are moving and changing, and particularly, this is yes, remember, because my eyes are closed and they just come through. With 2012, it frees you, and you're able to step forth, and we'll be talking about that. Really urge you not to go into fear. Opposite of fear is love, and as you're freed and step forth and can do, you're no longer shackled with things that have happened in the past, even things that have happened in past lives that have come through. So it frees you up, clears the blocks, helps you manifest your dreams and desires, empowers you with the archangels, more further archangels that will go home and work with you, so that you as beings have no, I see smudges on the light coming from you.